Welcome back. In this training video, we'll learn how to add and edit customers. So let's get started. The Customers form can be found in the Accounting and Finance main menu, then in the Accounts Receivable submenu, which displays the Customer menu icon in the Functional menu. The form can also be accessed by typing CUS into the menu code area in the FOURA Navigator. The Customers form is where we set up and maintain the information that is unique to each customer. The customer has to be set up in FOURA prior to creating a sales order, and many of the fields we set on this form will become the defaults when a new sales order is created. Let's take a quick look at a customer that's already set up, and then we'll add a new customer with basic information. The Customers form consists of a header section. The body of the form has 6 tabs that are used to set up and maintain various data elements, and a footer section that displays record counters and status. The header section consists of the standard FOURA toolbar, and a quick filter drop-down menu that can be used to easily filter the customer records using some predefined filters. And the attachment icon, which enables users to attach electronic documents to the customer record. For example, we have the customer resale certificate attached here. Moving down to the main section of the form, we have the Key Info tab. This is where we maintain the key customer data such as billing address, order type, tax exempt status, credit limits, price book assignment, payment terms, and accounting defaults. The Address tab is used to add and maintain shipping addresses, where we can establish any changes to a default ship-to address. The DBAs tab, which stands for Done Business As, is where we can enter legal names for which the customer has operated as over time. The Contacts tab allows us to set up and maintain various customer contacts and contact information, some of which will be used in other workflows like when we send sales invoices electronically. The Notes tab is where we can enter any customer-specific notes. Each note is supported by a date and information on who created and edited the note. On the Pop-ups tab, we can set a customer pop-up message and assign the message type that will generate pop-up messages automatically when certain tasks are being performed. For example, if we enter a pop-up message for a sales order, each time we create an order for this customer, a dialog box will pop up, showing the message we typed in here as a reminder to take some particular action. This is far better than relying on post-its and meeting notes. Now that we've had a brief glimpse into the basics and structures of the Customers form, let's add a new customer. But it's worth mentioning here that it's good practice to utilize a new customer form or similar document which is used to request the basic information from a new customer. This helps with data accuracy and helps solidify the understanding of payment terms, credit limits, etc. Our recommended practice would be to use a new customer form to set up a new customer, then scan it and attach it to the customer record in FOURA. To add a new customer, select the plus button found in the toolbar on the header menu, and a blank Add Customer form will appear. To set up a customer, there are 4 required fields that are identified by a yellow triangle to the right of each field. These are the 4 required fields that need to be filled out before the customer record can be saved. But the first thing we need to do is to make sure that we're not entering any duplicate customer records. It can be easy to do in other systems, and if done, it can create a lot of confusion in downstream processes. FOURA has a built-in feature that allows us to do a quick inline check to avoid such problems. Our new customer is Action Jackson Office Supplies. So we're going to enter the smallest distinct portion of that name or address and press Tab on the keyboard to exit the field. Any matching customer will immediately be displayed in the existing tab at the bottom of the form. And as you can see, there is another company that has ACT in the name, but the details don't match our new customer. Now that we know we don't have any duplicates, we need to assign a unique customer code to our new customer. FOURA has an easy systemic process for assigning this. Simply enter the first 2 alphanumeric characters of the customer name followed by a question mark, and press Tab on the keyboard to exit the field. FOURA will assign the next unique customer code in the sequence. The code assigned by FOURA for our new customer is AC020. Out of the box, FOURA will increment these code assignment segments by 10, but your local FOURA system administrator can help you adjust that value if your business requires it. Next, we can assign the default order type to the customer, which will control some back-end accounting codes and processes. We'll select Retail 2 for this new retail customer. Use the Tab key or your mouse to advance the cursor while entering the customer name and address selection. Now we can select the Email Invoice checkbox. This will set the default method for delivering sales invoices by email. The Customer's Active checkbox defaults to being checked, and now we'll enter the phone and fax numbers if we have it. Next, we'll assign the account manager and sales manager that is assigned to the customer. Now we can select the price book, sales terms, Incoterms, and currency information. We can enter the customer's Dun & Bradstreet number if we have it, as it's often used annually to assess a customer's creditworthiness amongst several other things. The AR account type and cash account types are populated as defaults based on the initial company setup. These control the automatic accounting processes for invoices. Additional codes can be set up here. For example, if you have intercompany partners as well as external customers and you want to track the receivables in separate general ledger accounts, you can add a second AR account type that points to a separate accounts receivable account. Since our customer's shipping address is the same as the billing address, we will select the green arrow to add the default shipping address. Other shipping addresses can be added on the Address tab if needed later. Now we can have FOURA look up the appropriate sales tax rate for our customer by selecting the Lookup button. This returns the sales tax rate from the taxing authority website for the shipping address. These tax rates will default on to all orders for this customer. We can enter any DBAs, contact information, and notes using the tabs at the bottom of the form. Then we select the Add button and our customer is created. The information we entered on the previous Add screen is now saved to this customer record. Now we can use the customer on a sales lead, quote, and sales orders. We can also add some additional information to the customer record. On the Key Info tab, we can enter VAT details, enter resale certificate information, assign a credit limit, and transactional sales limits. Before we leave, let's take a quick look at the Browse Customers form. The Browse Customers form can be found on the Accounting and Finance main menu, then in the Accounts Receivable submenu, which displays the Browse Customer menu icon in the Functional menu. The form can also be accessed by typing BCS into the menu code area in the FOURA Navigator. The Browse Customer form is useful in viewing the entire customer list in a grid format. This form is for viewing only, but we can drill down to the individual customers from here by selecting the drill in icon next to the customer code. This form also presents some statistics that can be useful to evaluate your position with the customer. To learn more about Browse Form functionality, please see the Browse Form and Column Chooser topics in FOURA's help file. Well, that wraps up this tutorial. Please be sure to check out additional tutorials to learn more about FOURA's powerful features, processes, and tips. Thanks for watching.